What's so funny? Hey, what are you laughing at? What is it, Chopper? What do you mean we've got company? I brought help!
The Shadow.
What fun! What fun!
Darth Maul lives.
Formerly Darth. Now just Maul.
The holocron.
You will find out soon enough.
Fall back!
What game are you playing?
The end game, Lady Tano. The end game.
It wouldn't be the first time. Glad I gave you something to look forward to. Was beginning to believe I knew who you were behind that mask.
Anakin Skywalker was weak. I destroyed him.
Then I will avenge.
Revenge is not the Jedi way.
I am no Jedi.
Ahsoka.
Anakin, I won't leave you. Not this time.
Then you will die.
The Sith. Are they truly evil, or is their philosophy a twisted path to a different kind of good? It's easy to dismiss them as mustache-twirling villains, cackling, lightning-wielding tyrants who thrive on chaos and suffering. We see Darth Vader strangle Imperial officers for failure, Darth Sidious dissolve the Senate to crown himself Emperor, and Darth Maul carve a path of destruction across Tatooine. But to reduce the Sith to mere evil is to ignore the seductive logic at the heart of their worldview. A philosophy built not on random cruelty, but on principles of self-mastery, ambition, and rejection of what they see as the Jedi's suffocating hypocrisy. In a galaxy where the good Jedi Order turned a blind eye to Republic corruption, where peacekeepers became generals, and where emotion was labeled a weakness, the Sith offered a radical alternative. Embrace your desires, master your power, and shape the galaxy to your will. This is not to justify their crimes, but to confront an uncomfortable paradox. Could the Sith's darkness be a distorted reflection of a genuine longing for freedom? Freedom from the Jedi's rigid dogma? Freedom from the galaxy's endless compromises? Freedom to be fully human? To answer that, we must look beyond the lightning and the red lightsabers and into the ideas that have lured so many promising beings, Jedi, senators, even heroes, into the dark side. Let's start with the core of Sith philosophy, self-mastery. The Jedi teach that the Force is a binding, unifying energy to be served, not controlled. Yoda tells Luke Skywalker in The Empire Strikes Back, do or do not. There is no try, framing the Force as a partner that requires humility. The Sith reject this outright. For them, the Force is a tool to be mastered, a source of power that flows from within, from passion, from anger, from the very emotions the Jedi demand to be suppressed. Darth Sidious, in Revenge of the Sith, explains it to Anakin. The dark side is a pathway to many abilities some consider to be unnatural. It is not about serving the Force. It is about making the Force serve you. This idea is not inherently evil. It's a rejection of passivity. Think of Anakin Skywalker, a slave boy from Tatooine who learned early that humility and patience get you nothing. As a slave, he watched his mother suffer, powerless to help, until he won his freedom with a pod race, using skill and ambition, not Jedi calm. The Sith's promise of self-mastery spoke to that part of him. Why accept powerlessness when you can seize control? When the Jedi told him to let go of his fear for Padme, the Sith told him to use that fear, to turn it into the power to save her. Anakin's fall was not a choice to be evil. It was a choice to reject the Jedi's acceptance of loss, to cling to the only philosophy that promised he could protect the ones he loved. That is the Sith's first temptation. They validate the anger and fear we all feel when the world fails us and offer a way to turn that pain into strength. Then there is the Sith's reverence for ambition, a trait the Jedi dismiss as a path to greed. The Jedi Order is a hierarchy built on obedience. Padawans follow masters, masters follow the council, and no one questions the status quo. To aspire to more, to challenge the council, to seek greater power is labeled arrogance. The Sith, by contrast, see ambition as the engine of progress. Darth Bane, the Sith Lord who established the Rule of Two, one master, one apprentice, to end Sith infighting, wrote in his Rule of Two manifesto, "Ambition is not a sin. It is the fire that drives evolution." The Jedi fear it because it threatens their control. They want a galaxy of sheep, not wolves. Bane's logic is cold but consistent. The galaxy is a cruel place, and only the strong deserve to lead. Consider Dooku Count, once a Jedi master revered for his wisdom. He left the Jedi Order not because he loved evil, but because he hated the Republic's corruption. Senators taking bribes, Jedi ignoring slave labor on Outer Rim worlds, the Order turning a blind eye to injustice in the name of peace. The Sith offered him a way to act, to burn down the corrupt system and build something new. In The Clone Wars Season 2, Dooku tells Obi-Wan, "I am not a tyrant. I am a revolutionary. The Republic is dying, and I will be the one to bury it." Was Dooku evil? Or was he a idealist who chose the wrong tools? His ambition was not to rule for power's sake, but to save the galaxy from itself. A goal he shared with the Jedi, but by means they refused to accept. The Sith's genius lies in this. They take noble aspirations, justice, protection, progress, and twist them into justifications for cruelty. They don't ask you to abandon your ideals. They ask you to abandon your moral limits. The Sith also exploit a critical flaw in the Jedi's moral framework, their denial of emotion. The Jedi teach that love, anger, and grief are dangers to be suppressed. Anakin is told to hide his love for Padme. Ahsoka is scolded for feeling anger at the Jedi Council's betrayal. Even Obi-Wan is urged to let go of his grief for Qui-Gon Jinn. The Sith say this is a lie. Emotion is not a weakness. It is what makes us alive. Darth Vader, in Return of the Jedi, is not redeemed by rejecting his emotions, but by embracing them. His love for Luke is the force that breaks the Emperor's hold on him. The Sith's philosophy here is almost humanist. They argue that the Jedi's quest for detachment turns them into cold, unfeeling beings who care more about rules than people. In The Clone Wars Season 6, when Fives begs the Jedi Council to investigate the inhibitor chips in clones, Master Yoda dismisses him with, "Fear is your ally, young clone. Let it not cloud your judgment." But Fives is not motivated by fear. He's motivated by love for his brothers, by a desire to protect them from a trap. The Jedi's refusal to acknowledge that emotion blinds them to the truth. The Sith, by contrast, would have listened to Fives, not out of kindness, but because his anger and love were sources of motivation. They understand that emotion is a weapon, and the Jedi's refusal to wield it makes them vulnerable. This is the Sith's most seductive lie, that morality is a cage and freedom lies in breaking it. But here's the paradox. The Sith's philosophy, for all its surface appeal, contains a fatal flaw. Power corrupts, and the very traits they celebrate, self-mastery, ambition, emotion, eventually consume them. Anakin Skywalker starts by wanting to save Padme, but ends up choking her in a fit of rage. Dooku starts by wanting to end Republic corruption, but ends up leading a droid army that slaughters innocent civilians. Darth Bane starts by wanting to save the Sith from themselves, but ends up killing his own apprentice to maintain control. The Sith's mistake is believing that power can be used only for good, that they can wield anger without being consumed by it, that they can chase ambition without becoming greedy, that they can master the Force without it mastering them. This is the lie at the heart of their worldview. They see themselves as exceptions to the rule, as strong enough to handle the dark side's temptation. But no one is. The dark side is not a tool. It is a poison. It starts with small compromises, lying to protect a secret, killing one evil person to save many, bending the rules just once. But each compromise makes the next easier, until the line between good and evil disappears. Anakin doesn't wake up one day deciding to be Darth Vader. He slides into it, one small choice at a time, each choice justified by the Sith's philosophy that the end justifies the means. To understand the Sith, we must also confront the galaxy that created them. The Republic is not a utopia. It is a corrupt, bloated bureaucracy. where senators line their pockets while Outer Rim worlds starve. The Jedi Order, for all its good intentions, is a rigid, arrogant institution that values tradition over justice. The Sith are not just villains, they are a reaction to that failure. They thrive in the gaps between the Jedi's hypocrisy and the Republic's cruelty. When the Jedi tell a slave boy from Tatooine to be patient, the Sith tell him to fight. When the Republic ignores a senator's pleas for help, the Sith offer her power to take what she needs. The Sith's philosophy is seductive because it answers a real question. What do you do when the good guys fail you? For many beings in the Star Wars galaxy, slaves, outcasts, victims of injustice, the Sith are not a choice of evil over good. They are a choice of action over inaction. But this does not make the Sith good. It makes them tragic. They are idealists who have lost their way, visionaries who have become blind to their own cruelty. Dooku never realizes that the empire he helps build is far more corrupt than the Republic he hated. Anakin never sees that the power he seeks to save Padme is the very thing that kills her. The Sith's paradox is that they fight for a different kind of good, but their methods ensure that good never comes. They destroy the corrupt system only to replace it with something worse. They seek to protect the ones they love only to lose them. They chase freedom only to become prisoners of their own anger. In the end, the Sith's philosophy is a trap. It promises self-mastery but delivers self-destruction. It promises progress but delivers chaos. It promises freedom but delivers slavery to the dark side, to their own ambition, to the very pain they sought to escape. But the fact that we can debate their morality, that we can see the logic in their choices, that we can understand why someone would be lured to them, is what makes the Star Wars universe so compelling. It is not a story of black and white, but of gray. The Sith are not mustache-twirling villains. They are human or alien beings, driven by the same hopes and fears we all have. Hopes of protecting our loved ones, fears of powerlessness, desires to make the world a better place. The difference is that they chose to walk a path where the ends justify the means, and in doing so, they lost themselves. So, are the Sith truly evil? Yes, but not because they were born that way. They are evil because they made a choice to let their pain turn to anger, their anger to hate, and their hate to suffering. But the paradox remains. In a galaxy that is often unjust, in a world where the good guys so often fail, can we blame them for choosing a different path? The answer, I think, is no, but we can mourn them. We can mourn the Jedi they might have been, the leaders they could have become, the good they might have done if they had not let their darkness consume them. The Sith are a warning, not just of the danger of evil, but of the danger of letting our good intentions lead us down the wrong path. In a galaxy far, far away, and in our own, that is a lesson we all need to hear.